everyone. Welcome back to Greyhound Grit. I'm your host, Leslie Huckes, and today I'm accompanied by two student athletes. We'll start off with Victoria.
My name is Victoria Barrera. I am a sophomore here, and I play on the women's basketball team.
Hi, my name is Strahinja Radakovic, and I'm sophomore too, and I'm part of the track and field team.
Hi, thank you for accompanying us today.
Always.
So today we're going to take a different turn on today's episode. We're going to be speaking about mental performance. So mental performance helps athletes perform closer to their full potential by strengthening the skills that control focus, confidence, and emotional responses under pressure. Physical training prepares your body, but mental training prepares your mind to stay composed in big moments, recover quickly from mistakes, and trust your preparation when it matters most. These same skills extend beyond sports, helping you manage stress before exams, stay confident in challenging situations, and respond to setbacks with resilience. Ultimately, mental performance equips you with the ability to control your response, and that control is what drives consistent success in both athletics and everyday life. So, we're going to go ahead and start with today's questions.
Setting the tone.
When you hear the term mental performance, what does it mean to you?
I can go first.
Yeah, you got it.
When I hear it, like as a regular person who never been in any sport, I can say that like mental performance, in my opinion, is something similar to our athletic performances because it's related really one to each other. So you can think that that's kind of special event in track and field because that's a really important part of it. Because if you are not performing mentally well, you can be the best athlete in the world. As you said, you can be physically the best athlete in the world. You can be most prep athlete. But if you're mentally not prepared for all the pros and cons during your event, game, or whatever, that doesn't make sense because you're then not able to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, good answer.
I think, coming from a team sport, you know what I mean? Like mental performance plays a big part, especially in group settings, just because when there's 5 people on the floor, you work as one. And, if you're mentally not prepared for something as big as, games and hard moments, then it's kind of like you're stuck in a rut. And when 4 of your teammates are, mentally prepared for something, then you kind of stick out. So, you can prepare all week, all day, for your upcoming game and performance, but if you're not there mentally, then it kind of shows in your group setting.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's very important to recognize that, Strav, you're more, you are in a team, a track and field team, but it is a very individual sport, right?
It's completely individual sport.
And then for Tori, you're in, a basketball team, and how you said there's 5 people in the court together. So when we speak about mental performance, you do recognize that it's very different for everybody, right? You could be a very resilient person, but still have, be an anxious athlete at the same time, or different stuff like that. But it's cool to see 2 perspectives, if that makes sense. So my next question is, how would you describe the mental side of your sport to someone who's never competed before? And for both of you guys.
I think for someone that, watches from the outside that doesn't really know what goes on, it's really easy to not realize what the athletes are going through, especially in our team sports, just because you are always surrounded by somebody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like secretive, you know what I mean? Like you never know.
Yeah.
And it can be good one day and it cannot be good the other day. But yeah.
Good.
In my head, like when other people think about track and field, that's punishment for every other sport. So like our sport is literally the punishment. So like we are punishing ourselves every day. So like with that physical punishment, that's of course mental punishment too, because you are putting your body into completely physical limit. It's not that we need to be ready to read a game, play a ball or something like that. You literally have to perform every day the same way, and you're expecting the better result. So like you have to be on 100% every day and beating yourself up to perform 101% better than last time, so you can maybe expect better result at the competition. And you can beat up yourself the whole preparation period and you can still have worse or the same results as you had last year.
Yeah.
So that's
Very
really
true.
really hard part with people probably don't even think of. Like if you're practicing, they're like, okay, you're practicing, you're getting better. Like you can get better in some physical parts, but like if you're not fully prepped and if you don't have a luck at the moment, if you are not in the best shape that day when you have to compete, then it's like you didn't do anything the
Yeah.
whole preparation period.
That's very true. And for myself, I'm also a track and field athlete. So I see, both perspectives, because ultimately being a student athlete is, how you said, very secretive. Like, we grew up competitive our whole life, and our personality is always going to be competitive. How can I prove myself that I just don't show up to practice just because? I show up because I like what I do and I want to prove to myself that I can get better, right? But then that's where that mental struggle definitely takes, a toll. And ultimately, at the end of the day, whether you're a team athlete or an individual athlete, you're still doing it on your own, right? Because you're the one putting in your own work. So those are really good answers. Do you guys think that people underestimate how mental athletics really is?
Nowadays, no. 10 years ago, probably. And now people are like thinking of mental performance much more serious, taking it much more serious, because they realize that athletes are struggling. So you can see athletes in a team, individual sport, it doesn't matter, performing very well for a few years, and after that, that person is gone because the mental things are eating him up from the inside. So like all that pressure, not talking to anyone about the pressure, because everyone expects the pressure is kind of normal thing for us because it's part of our sport. Part of everything is to, if you're the best in the world, you have to take a pressure. But sometimes that pressure, it's not the best thing for athlete at the moment, or even if that pressure is really good for that athlete so they can perform, they have a lot of bad things going inside them. They have all that anxiety and other problems inside of their mental statement. So they are probably at time needing someone who can talk, who they can talk to. And because that, now I think the mental performance and talking with professionals in their field, of course, because just like we are professionals, is ours, that really affect athletes. So longevity wise, like everyone can be good 1 or 2 seasons, but after that you have to perform.
Yeah.
Just because you're good 1 season, then you have to prove more the season after that. So that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, piggybacking on what he said, a few years ago it was, oh, they're just athletes, it doesn't really matter. But like now you're seeing more and more athletes come out with their mental struggles in their sport. And I think now like it's starting to make, like make motion with what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's normal for athletes to have their mental struggles. And I think it's starting to become normalized that it's okay.
Yeah.
And there's more people willing to help these athletes with all their mental struggles.
Yeah, that's very true. And it's good to recognize that because, again, mental performance is such a growing topic. Like, it's not, and I'm glad it is becoming a growing topic because, like you said, we were talking about this earlier, burnout, where you can have the best athlete in the world, but if they don't know how to control that mental side of themselves, there's no more inspiration to keep going, or they can't find that last stretch of like, I can come back and I can come back from this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially if you don't have support or someone you can speak to, then that's where that struggle comes of you start kind of losing faith within yourself and your abilities. And that's the hardest part of athletics.
But even if you have a sport, sometimes your support can be your family and they don't know anything about your sport or like, so your mom will see you throwing it. She will be like, oh, why you don't throw further? Like it's the same thing. Like why you don't run faster? Why you don't shoot more? Like it's that part. I think that like your family and your friends who are supporting you at the time, they can help you a lot. But at the same time, that's not the real help which you actually need at the time. If you are really struggling as an athlete, there have to be a person who can help you with your mental performance, with our rituals before game, before any event, whatever. Yeah. But then you will notice the difference between your support at home. They support you because you're their son, brother, and they love you. But support from someone who studied their whole life to be there, it's completely different.
That's very true. Good perspective. Okay, so Now going into our next segment.
How mental performance shows up.
I want to ask, how does mental performance show up in your guys' sport? So the first question is, in your sport specifically, when does a mental side matter the most?
I think, you really start to see the mental struggles at the end of the season. And because games, stakes are higher, you're fighting for something more than just winning games. And, at this point in time, it's kind of hard to want to go to practice.
Yeah.
Just because it's, we're already 20 games in, everyone's already tired, bodies are hurting. But you really start to see it in practice and the little things. So, like, showing up to film on time and weights and really being engaged in practice is really whenever it starts to show whether, okay, I really need to push through mentally here so that I can really perform in the game.
Yeah. That's good.
In my opinion, it was our track team and the whole track community. It's much easier to practice. Like people are usually, we call them practice warriors.
Yeah.
You can. It's much easier because it's less stressful environment. It's because we are just competing against each other. It's not against the whole world.
Yeah.
And when you're competing against your teammate, it's not that big of a deal. You literally are trying to beat your friend like you're trying to beat them in a pickleball game. It's like recreation. It's not that big of a deal. But like when you're in your own individual event, there is no one around you. Like before, like half an hour before your event, there is no one.
Yeah.
Like you're like you're alone, like in your head, you're alone physically, and like you're around other athletes who are doing the same thing, and you're like, what am I doing here? And then you get inside of your head a lot because you have half an hour before event, and like if you just mess up something, you're thinking about it over and over and everything like that. So like, I think that us as athletes at the track and field, no one cares how you practice. Yeah. No one cares. I know a lot of athletes. I know that this is not the best thing for podcasts, but like I know a lot of athletes who are not doing anything at the practice, but their mental strength is so good. So when they need to perform, they perform. Yeah. That's the whole point of our sport. And her sport too. Like no one cares if you can shoot 100 trees in a row at the practice. Do that in the game, you know?
Exactly. That's
so
really
like,
true.
because that's games and track events and meets, that's only what matters. That's only what you can check your progress in, because if you are like better at the practice, okay, but if that's not showing up at the track at the meets, something is wrong.
Yeah. Very true.
And most of the times that's a mental problem.
Yeah. And I completely agree with both of you guys. I think for me, my perspective too, like, because I've played basketball before and I'm a track athlete still to this day, and it's like the pressure that comes the most is, am I doing enough? Like, I think that is the mental side that always shows up in any sport is, am I doing enough? Is my work going to show off? Is my coach going to see me for who I want them to see me as? Are my teammates satisfied with me? Because you are contributing, Yeah, we're track athletes, we're individual, but we're still, contributing to a team. Yeah. You contribute to your team all the time, right? And, also the level of leadership or ownership you have in a team too creates a lot of pressure within yourself, And then I think something that also is very important to recognize is like the buildup to actually getting to be in season is, I think, one of the hardest ones, because it's like you literally are a robot for weeks of doing the same thing every day. Wake up, go to weights, go to practice, or whatever, the routine is. And it gets to a point where it's like, it's that burnout again. It's like, okay, I have to go and get up and do the same thing again. I have to, and then that's where the mental battle starts is, are you willing to show up every day? Or are you just gonna be a zombie and like, because you have to show up, you're going to show up, Yeah. So I think that's definitely, the good points that you guys brought up too. So, what situations test you mentally during your game or during your competition, would you say?
I hate when they said, let's get ready, guys, like last 45 seconds before event. Yeah. Because it's dead silence. Like you can't even hear anyone breathing. It's terrible.
It is really sad.
Especially if you had like terrible warm up. Like it happens to me like at our season opener before finals. I ran really good time in the heats, so I was really happy with it. But one start before they said like, guys, let's get ready, take off your clothes, get ready in uniform. I followed the hurdle so hard, and like I was all scratched, I was all in bruises and everything, and like I was so scared that will happen again, because I have to go do that thing, the same thing in like 2 minutes. Yeah. And then those 45 seconds, like just if you close your eye and like starts breathing, y'all watch the movie cartoon, the Cars. Like it's the same thing. You with your own thoughts, like, and you think about breakfast, about everything. Like it's so stupid. Yeah. But like especially when you have like bad warm up, you know, it's like when it's a bad warm up, like you're getting inside of your head.
Yes, that is very true.
Yeah. It really starts with warm ups too. Yeah. Like how you said, it was just, you know, you miss a few shots that like, I'm like, why did I just miss those? Yeah. And now you're like in your head about, oh, like now I don't want to shoot in the game because like, oh, my warm up was bad. Yeah. Like I'm nervous now. But I think like the silence right before the ball is tipped is everyone's just sitting and waiting. Yes. You know what I mean? Like you're in your huddle and you're talking with your team, but at the same time, like the nerves and the butterflies are jumping because you're just waiting. Yeah. And it's just kind of like, okay, like guys, let's get this rolling. Like I'm a little nervous. Like let's go. But like, you know, like once it goes, like, it's okay. But same thing, you hear the fans, like there's people talking, bands playing, music's playing, and it's just like you have to lock in. But then at the same time, it's like, let's get this started because it's starting to get nervous. But really, you know, kind of the preparation up until that point is like very nerve-wracking. If you have a great warm-up, you're going into this game great. Like you're feeling amazing. Once you kind of feel a little off in warm up, it's like, oh, guys, I don't know if I'm
you start questioning your whole performance as an athlete.
Oh my gosh.
I completely agree with that. But coincidentally, you were speaking about locking in. So my next question is, how do you know when you're mentally locked in? What gives you that confirmation?
When the nerves are gone. Yeah. Yeah. When there's no more butterflies and I'm just sitting in peace. Because once, you know, I start like twitching my leg or like I feel, you know, like I'm starting to get hot or the butterflies are coming, then I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to get anxious. Yeah. But then like once I can sit still and just kind of like breathe, I'm like, okay, like let's go. Yeah.
When I'm out in a floating stage, I have that a lot. Like during warm up, like when someone asks me like, how was your meet or whatever, I don't remember. Like I just black out when I put the shoes on and headphones, and I woke up after the race. Like those things happens a few times. Like in those races when that happened, those races are the best races. Like the first time when that happened, I was a kid, and like usually I was really anxious. Like when you are like 16, 17, your confidence is not high. That doesn't exist. Like kids who have a high confidence at that point, they're delusional. They're lying to each other. But like I was the person who didn't have any confidence in most of the time, and that one meet was my first meet for my national team, and like I just don't remember anything. Like it was just everything was going with the flow. Like me talking to the people, I felt like I was seeing it from third perspective. Like I was in float station. Like I never been in that stage before, and from then on, that's the thing which I'm chasing every warm up, like being in that flow stage. But I usually felt that way because I'm setting my goals high in the way that like there is no way that I can do that. Like I can't think of me not succeeding at that point. And those things really happen like few times when there's the meets where it really, really matters. Like I'm person who is like, I can't be person who is not winning this one. Like, and that's my favorite feeling.
Yeah, that's really good. I also agree with both of you guys. I mean, I know like my stage of locking in mentally is before we're gonna compete, like before I'm gonna compete, I kind of like sit and look at the ring, and I like almost envision what, like I try to erase all the bad things that can happen. if I throw it into the net, I have 2 more tries. If I do this incorrectly, I have 2 more. It's like you kind of have to convince yourself, yes, I feel nervous and there's a waiting period and all these things can happen, but I need to like snap out of it. It's almost like you have to mentally like gaslight yourself, I guess. Like you had to gaslight yourself into knowing like it's okay, you know, there's all these different factors to it, but what I think the biggest thing that I tell myself is, what do I have to lose? What do you really have to lose? If you don't try, then you won't know, you know? But I really liked your guys' answers. So now that we know that side, I want to ask you guys some things that, you know, may be mentally challenging, just so we reiterate of what it really is to not be at peak mental performance, if that makes sense.
Mental challenges.
So how do you personally handle mistakes during a game?
Next play mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to like, oh, I just messed up, not to keep thinking about it. But you know what I mean? Like I've had so many coaches that tell me like, you have to keep going. Like the game is not going to stop for you to sulk in your sadness. Like, and it really took, you know, a few times of me like sulking to be like, oh, like it really isn't going to stop for me. Like I really have to keep going.
Yeah.
You know, and after certain mistakes, they're kind of like, oh, like I keep thinking about them, but like the ball's moving.
Yeah.
You have to keep going whether you just messed up or not.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's 4 other girls on the floor expecting you to move on. So at some point, you know, it just kind of feels like you can't let them down, so you have to push through whatever mistake you just made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I mess it up, I feel like I woke up from the floating stage.
Yeah.
Because like when I'm hurling, like people are like, are you counting steps or whatever, like to be at the same distance away from the hurdle and the same approach and same jumping. Like I don't know. Like I'm repeating that thing like hundreds and millions of times at the practice. So like it's become natural.
Yeah.
So because it became natural, I'm not thinking off of it. I'm just thinking of being aggressive in the race and being competitive and try my best.
Yeah.
And like when I tip the hurdle or stumble or whatever, that's the moment when like I'm awake.
Yeah.
Like it's not the floating stage which I have usually. It's just like, oh, like what should I do? Like what should I do? Like that happened a few times. Like because in a hurdle race, lanes are really short, and when you're going over the hurdle, people are touching each other with their arms. And like when we punch each other during the race, like someone can turn their whole body, like torso, their arms can swing differently, their legs, everything. And like then you have to woke up, like whoa, shoot, like how I can like fix that, and I have one more step before the next hurdle if I don't want to die.
Yeah.
So like it's that part of it, but I think like we are all naturally getting used to losing in everyday life.
Yeah.
So like that type of thing, I think we're naturally able as athletes to recover. Not only in the sport, like
In life.
I think in our life it's much better for person to be athlete. So when they get their first struggle, they don't sit and cry. They sit, think, and solve it,
Yes.
as we always do as athletes.
That's very true. And I really like you guys mentioned the word, and the key word that is part of, you know, teaching mental performance is recovery. How do you recover? That is like such an important concept, because I think a lot of athletes do struggle with not knowing how to recover and sulking and what could have possibly been, what could I have done differently. And then you carry this pattern throughout where you know you can be a great athlete, but you don't know how to come back from something, if that makes sense. And that can cause, you know, point-to-point basis or, you know, like rep-to-rep basis for you guys. And it's so important to recognize, even, I know this is like an athlete topic, but how you guys are saying in life, how can you accept the mistake? How can you know that regardless of what happened, you have every capability to start again, right? And that is very important.
Yeah, we are humans. We ain't no
Yeah,
robots.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
those things are happening all the time.
Exactly. So the next question is, do you tend to overthink, shut down, rush, or get frustrated at any circumstance?
Every day of the week.
All the time.
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Those things are normal.
Yeah.
Like, as we said, like, losing, missing games, losing races, it's part of our sport.
Yeah.
if it's part of our sport, it has to be part of our mentality. It has to be like there has to be some small part over here in the brain talking you like the devil on your shoulder. You can't.
Yeah.
But those things are usually just pushing us forward to be able to be better athletes and better person at the same time.
That's good.
Yeah, every day is, there's some days that are really good, and then there's some days where it's like, a few mistakes in practice, and now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get this over with. Like,
my ex-coach teach me about rule of third. Like there is like 3 days.
yeah.
One day where you are really bad, one day when you have a rest day, and one day when you're performing good. If those 3 things are going in a synchrony, you're good. Like your progress is going because we are not a robot, as I said. So you are able to improve because you can go through the bad day on the right way, and you can go through the good day even better.
Yeah.
And you need the rest day, so
Yeah.
you can recover from all those.
Yeah, rest days are definitely, much needed,
important.
especially with hard practice days. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't perform one day, then it's like, okay, I need to decompress,
Yes.
kind of think about this, and come back better the next day.
When you're laying down in the bed, like,
yeah, and looking up at the ceiling.
and you're like, I ain't not moving till the end of the day. Like,
Yes. Okay. So yeah, those are really good answers. Again, just recognizing that we're human beings. Like, I think that's very important because how we said before, mental performance is, yes, it's about athletics, but it's also about life. And even performers, like if you are a dancer, if you're a cheerleader, if you're, all these things that require physical of you, and how we were speaking about mental, you have to recognize that we struggle so much as human beings with perfectionism. We always want something to go correctly on the correct basis, and that's what creates us to overthink, shut down, rush, and get frustrated. But if we recognize that these are components of our everyday life, then it kind of gets a little easier because you're like, okay, I felt like I was overthinking for a whole day yesterday, but now I know tomorrow there's not much to think about because I thought for a whole day, you know what I mean? So coming back from those things.
but at the same time, if you are not taking a days when you are like losing, missing shots, having bad practice, I think that like good practice doesn't matter at that point, because if you are not trying to be the best version of yourself at that day when it's not going, then you are not able to improve, because of course there will be always a bad game and you have to get through it. Like if it's not your day to shoot, if it's not your day to do something else, you have to contribute to the team in other ways. So I think that struggling and taking responsibilities for those struggles. Okay, it's my bad day, but what I can do wrong, what I can do right. If those things are going wrong, okay, I will try something else, some other way to be again, not on 100%, but like be my best version of today.
Yes.
Be my 100% today. That's my point of view.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so moving on to the next portion.
Mindset lessons.
What has your sport taught you about confidence?
Everything.
It literally is the whole backbone
Yeah.
of, outside life and confidence. Like, you put the work in and you feel good,
Yeah.
and it translates to every day.
As a track athlete, you're an individual person in individual sport forever. I mean, you can have all those teammates who will cheer you up, but like, if you're not cheering yourself and if you're not having your own confidence, you're not a good athlete. Like, you have to believe in yourself in day-to-day basis. So you can be the best version of yourself and best athlete. And of course, like, you can like be the person who will one day, when you're done with the sport, be able to contribute to all other things which you can do in your life.
Yeah,
So
very true. So, what separates athletes who are mentally strong from those who struggle, would you guys say?
they're the same person. That's one person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there is no
There's no someone that's perfectly
no.
mentally
No.
stable, and that is very true. And that's a good perspective to see, because people do tend to label themselves of, I'm a person who doesn't know how to be mentally strong, or I
Yeah.
know, there's always that person.
But then that's a lack of confidence
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there. If you think that, like, oh, I'm not meant to.
Yeah.
They are person who are not able, who never been confident. But person who is confident, he has struggles too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I'm really confident athlete, and
Astrov is a very confident athlete.
but like of course, even if I'm confident athlete, I have struggles. Like everyone have struggles,
Yeah.
and like holding those things even,
Mm-hmm.
struggles and success, helps you to be an like human being which will not freak out from the sport, especially from track, because we as individual athletes, like of course you are doing that as a team, you are practicing together, but like it's your own event. You're stepping for yourself. There is no your teammate who can cheer you up to step on a track instead of you. You have to perform. So like if you're not confident, those things are not like, you will not be able to be a good athlete,
Mm-hmm.
and you will just have all bad thoughts. And if you're just overthinking those things, it's having all only bad thoughts will just drag you down.
Yes.
So that's just my point of view, that athletes who are only feeling bad,
Mm-hmm.
they feel bad and they're bad.
Yeah.
But athletes who feel really good, they're not only really good, they have bad days too.
Yeah.
So like we are humans.
Yes, exactly.
Reflection.
If you could tell ENMU athletes one thing, what would it be?
To succeed in their mental health first, and then if they succeed in their mental health, they will succeed as athletes.
Utilize your resources. Yeah,
Okay.
they're there. So
Use them. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, thank you guys for accompanying me in today's episode. I really liked today's topic, and I hope you guys that are watching learned more about mental performance and the meaning of it. Greyhounds, we believe in you. Again, you can use all these different tactics to help you build your mental performance and bring us to peak performance and success. That's what we want most of all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your mental health. We believe in you so much. And no matter what, we're here for you guys. I'm also starting one-on-one consultations for mental performance. So if you guys want to check that out, there will be a flyer at the end of this video. You can scan that QR code, and I'm more than happy to help you guys build your mental performance. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next episode, and go Greyhounds.
Hounds on me, 103.
Hounds.
Hounds.